As you were talking, I decided to do a quick Google search because I think one of the things that you and I discussed before even doing this live stream was about why cybersecurity in itself, it's different industries within cybersecurity, but as a career field could be beneficial, especially for single women. So I did a quick search that I said, how many women have gotten into cybersecurity since 2020? So in 2019, it was around like 20,000 people, and it went to 25% in 2022. Now it says close to 2025 or like on, it'll be at least 30% of women make up the workforce in cybersecurity. So I thought that was like pretty astounding, like how fast that went from like 3 years from 2020 to 2022. And now I guess you consider yourself one of those women that's gotten into the space. So why would you advocate for women to get into the industry?
Well, for a few different reasons. For my own personal reason, I know what it's like to be a single mom, have two kids, and working a job, day in and day out, where you feel like it's not enough to support your children, right? We all want, especially as a mother, we all want for our children to have a better life, especially better life than how we grew up. Even though I'm not saying that my life was bad, but I definitely wanted my children to have a better life than what I had. So that's one of the reasons why I would be a personal reason why I'm a strong advocate for women to get into cybersecurity, because of the lifestyle that it could afford you and your children. Because there are opportunities to make really good money in cybersecurity, especially if you enhance your skills, you upskill and go with one of the popular career fields that are out there, or areas in cybersecurity. For example, like GRC engineering is a big one right now. Incident response is always a big one. Penetration testing is always a big one. So if you do have the skill set to be able to transition, I'm a full-on advocate for it. I've seen what it's done for not just my life, but for the other lives of women that I've also helped transition into cybersecurity. The second reason is women bring value. Men, I know that sometimes they say women lead with emotion, but I've also seen men in this industry lead with emotion as well. And excuse my language, I'm just going to be real and say it, but sometimes they play whose balls are bigger. Whose balls are bigger. But sometimes women bring that level-headedness and the analytical thinking, the strategic thinking. For me, in my experience, with calm, patience, clarity, without getting into the testosterone energy that is going back and forth, if for lack of better terms. But that's, like I said, it's career, it's life changing when you get into the industry. And then you'll have so many opportunities. If you wanted to move across the country, if you wanted to move to another country, if you wanted to work from home. I know a big thing for me was being not a stay-at-home mom, but being home for my children. Like right now, my daughter's at the high school across the street, and I'll be here. I'll be able to see my kid. I'm able to see my kids grow up, and I'm not, traveling, 45, 60 minutes to work, and then having to find daycare and things like that. I'm home with them. So definitely, there's a couple of different reasons why. Financial aspect, the flexibility, and just the opportunities.
All right. I'm here, Gabe. Thanks for the super chat, bro. Shout out to Pluto Kid. He's in the chat. They said they got certified in July, landed their first role last month. I want to comment on that. I've had a lot of good women leaders actually while I've been in cybersecurity. And like you said, honestly, a lot of the men are in the egos game, or I got the bigger cojones. And that causes companies to get into trouble a lot. So and I think it depends, right? I'll say when I've dealt with women in the industry, they've been nicer. They know how to talk to you. And then especially maybe if they're even married, they're used to kind of sweet talking like their person, or even say married or relationship. They're used to sweet talking their person to kind of get what they want. So they use those soft skills. I mean,
For sure.
think about it. That's how you get the buy-in and for things to get done at the company, is to kind of use those soft skills and kind of figure out, well, what is this person like? How do I get them to give me the green light on this? Or how do I go do this? Like all the same. You just got to go take it on a different level, and hopefully that they'll budge and they want to implement it. Because the simplest things take forever to get done in a big org.
I agree with that.
But no, I definitely like you touched on the money, the flexibility, and the fact that very much so. Almost every day, there's some type of big incident right now. So it's I say job security, and I know that doesn't technically mean like you can't get laid off, but eventually there'll always be something for you to do. And I know people are kind of scared of AI, but AI is not even at the point yet where like a lot of these companies are lying, like as a ruse of saying like, AI is taking like a lot of these jobs. Like it's to me, it's not. There's some things that it does, like you got these chat bots and all these other stuff, but that's like low level things. Still gonna require human context and still have to be super complex to even handle some tier one things that's already using an analyst's discretion to decide if I'm going to make something a security incident or not. So we have those things going on.